I'm gonna pull the whole thing down. I'm gonna bring the whole fucking diseased, corrupt temple down on your head. It's gonna be biblical.
Hey everyone, welcome. We are back after a number of weeks here with Jason on our Friday Deeper Dives. We're on episode 14. Hello, Stu. Hello, Jason. I feel the energy.
Oh, yes.
This whole thing has been fire. I mean, guys, did anybody see what Scavino posted like 10 hours ago?
No.
Not sure.
With the picture of the full moon and E.T. and, Elliot and E.T. riding across it, like full moon incoming.
Yeah.
This disclosure stuff, being disclosure day, this is what we've been waiting for. This will put to rest all the lies about religion, all the lies about everything. Where do we live? I mean, and then after watching my lunch break yesterday with the whole what's under the pyramids, we really want some answers. A lot of them.
We just had a 3 or 4 minute discussion behind the scenes, haven't we? We're all just like buzzing, aren't we? At the moment. Absolutely fantastic.
So where do we start?
I don't even know. I mean, I am that giddy. We have been giddy about this day forever. And it's like, it takes everything else and pushes it right to the side.
Yeah.
It's like, no, we want that.
So this little D-class drop that just come out, it's on war.gov UFO, isn't it? Do you think this is just the first stage of that? Do you think there's going to be drop off like the Epstein files, more and then more and then more?
Oh, yeah. There's going to be a lot. I mean, if you look at X and you look at some of the ships that people have seen, like now, okay, if they wanted to wipe us out, they would have.
Right.
Let's face it, And the thing is that the evil ones, we're thinking, all these extra dimensional and all that, they're not the bad ones. But the bad ones are all here with us. I mean, you think of humanity. I mean, I don't see anybody else killing their own. I mean, it's just over religion, over something that nobody can even prove.
Right. You know what's really interesting? I'll just add this. We just had the Awakening Summit 2 weeks ago, and Chris O'Connor, who was a secret space program person, just probably one of the most loving, high vibrational, sweetest people you could ever meet. And one of the things that just resonated with me when I was chatting with him privately is how these other races are angry because they want us, the benevolence, to have our freedom. And the only way we can have our freedom is to have disclosure on what everything is, who we are, the history, all of that. And I found that really heartwarming. Like, it gives me chills,
Yeah.
because it's the only way we can be free.
I mean, guys, we're getting ready to meet our creators. I don't know what that does to you, but I don't know. It's just, it's way bigger than we thought. And we look at the Q drops and we look at all this stuff on an interpersonal level and a micro level. Man, this went macro quick, but we needed it to. I mean, it had to be this way. I mean, they told us to read the Bible and see how it was interpreted, see how it was changed, see how this, that. But it's like, the Vatican, every religion has lied to us for their own personal gain, to keep us enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we don't want that anymore. I mean, how did everybody live peacefully without religion?
And what's really interesting is if you look at a lot of young people, I can't speak for everyone. I'm saying maybe like college age through 20s, through their 20s.
Yeah.
They're very different than we are. They are more spiritual, and they just pulled away at a young age to the whole religion. Now, on the one hand, you might look at it from the perspective of, oh, these kids have no, reverence and all that, right? If you're kind of blinded. But the other point is that they just don't see these divisions the way we do. They're coming in so much higher.
Yeah. Because they see through the BS. Yes. It's just like Gen X does. I mean, we look at everything and we're like, nope. We instantly say, we don't take it as face value because we know they've lied to us over and over and over again. So it's like, okay, whatever they're telling us, we have the ability to look into and see what the truth actually is. And then you realize that they've been lying to us the whole time. And you're like.
But we in Gen X have more fire and more anger. Let's be real. This younger generation, they don't have that anger. They just don't. They're more peaceful. They're more loving. They're more accepting. Very, very, very different compared to us. We're fighters. They're like more leave it at peacefulness. And I think that's what's going to take us into the next 10, 20 years with all these changes, because we need that energy.
Well, and the thing is that if you looked, like, did the boomer, I mean, I'm not saying anything bad about it, but did the boomers fight for us? No. We had to fight. We were pretty much like, we were left on our own. So They left us alone. We stayed by ourselves and everything. But we know that we had to fight for everybody that came after us. And that's why we fight. We don't fight because of us. We fight for everybody that comes after us. That's why we do what we do. We could, we have been through the ringer. If it ends today for all of us, it's like we know that we did what we had to do in order to push everything forward.
Yeah, exactly. And there are many of us out there who don't have our own children, and we are fighting and fighting and fighting for the children people have.
Oh yeah, big time.
And I have been so excited lately. You say I'm comfy AF and all that because I watch so much stuff that's going on, but I've just felt this quickening happening lately. I've been excited. I've been having little shakes every now and then, not been sleeping great some nights, been grinding my teeth. Do you know what I mean? And it's just it's like this. I'm going to explode soon. and it's great. It's great because everything we've been working for and all the hours we put in it's getting closer and closer to the fruition of it all coming out, isn't it? And what a day today. As soon as we came on backstage today,
man, I was like, I started looking through some of that. I'm like, because we looked at a bunch of like the ships and all that over the past couple shows, and I'm just like, you're just blown away. You're like, what? Now all this stuff, like this is all normal in Central and South America. It's like they're like, you know, and then you're like, well, why is it so normal? It's like, because their government didn't lie to them. Their elders didn't lie to them.
Right.
Just like the Native Americans. They know all about this. They didn't lie to their people.
Well, they don't have the same indoctrination camps that we do with the education system.
Thanks, Rockefeller.
Yeah.
And thanks, Trump, for getting rid of it.
Yeah. I mean, the education system has been, I mean, I think we all know it's a complete failure at this point.
Yeah. I don't think there's any system out there that isn't a failure, is it? Because everything's been designed to not be.
Yeah.
It's funny because
detriment.
I got
every institution has been crafted and designed to attack us in a different way. And if we didn't have this white hat military and Trump and Q and all these benevolents fighting for us, we'd have been fucked. But we're not.
Yeah.
Today, Simon Park sent a message to all his Connecting Consciousness members reiterating that Trump's saying, I've been asked to start disclosing all this, and there was a bunch of photos in there. So my point is that it's kind of coming from all ends, like whoever you follow, you don't follow it, like you got Scavino, you got this, it's just all kind of coming together.
Yeah, and like before, everybody's like, oh, well, they said stuff about Simon Parks. I'm like, you know what? I don't care who's who at this point. If they're benevolent, if they're here to help us, I'm all for it. If they're another species, another race, I'm cool.
Yeah.
They're not trying to lie to us. They're not trying to kill us. What harm is there in educating the populace?
There's only two teams, isn't there?
Yep.
It doesn't matter what race or creed you are. If you're fighting on God's army, you know what I mean? You're on the right side. And if you're fighting on the other side, no, two teams. That's it. Choose your side.
Yep. But when he posted that full moon, it just put that whole morning sun brings heat, full moon incoming. I mean, the 10 and 10. He posted twice on 5, and 5/6, going back 10 years to those 2 days. And then you go from those days, and then you add 10 days, and it goes right to the Jewish American heritage.
This one here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, how many clues do we have to get from Scavino? And he's doing this from not his official White House page, but this is his private X page.
Right.
I mean,
there's so many, like you could sit here and decode that with so many things, what that message is just saying, because like the first thing that dawns on me is, and I don't know how old you got, but we were pretty young when ET came out, right? Relatively speaking. And it was like, everybody wanted to embrace this little alien.
Yeah.
He was loving, he was, right, innocent. And so of all the things you could put up, it's like the goodness that we would sense of who these other, races are, right? And there's an innocence because he showed Elliot, right? That was a little kid, he was so innocent in that. And really, we are innocent because we're so brainwashed about all this.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know why that bike's got a blue front wheel?
I don't know.
I find that interesting.
Yeah.
Something to look at. That's the first I've seen of that, honestly.
Yeah.
So I should be looking at that upside down and all sorts later.
That movie is great too, Miss B. Paul with the alien. That movie is great too.
I don't think I saw that.
Yeah, I think that had the same two guys from oh god, what movie? The two Brit guys, Simon Pegg, I believe.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the English.
Yeah, those. I love those two guys. Those two guys are. Oh man, they have done some awesome movies. But man, oh man,
Nick Frost it is.
Just
yeah. Oh, that does some great stuff.
I don't know. I mean, this is gonna get crazy.
So, I mean, what have you been? Because we haven't seen you for about a month. You've obviously been looking at a lot of stuff, and it's sort of like culminated in this today. But what have you seen over the last month that was really,
Jews starting viruses again.
Oh, yeah, we've been through all that.
And then they're saying, it spreads from person to person. It's like, years ago, you guys said it didn't spread from person to person.
Yeah.
Now what is it? Now it just mysteriously comes up, and it was on The Simpsons. So you know that Matt Groening is deeply tied into Epstein.
Yeah.
And then, not to mention the whole E.T. reference. I mean, who directed E.P.? Right?
Yeah.
Spielberg.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much more demonic than him. The whole Heather O'Rourke deal. Yeah, nope.
Yeah.
No thanks.
What about all this? You've obviously dug into all the beekeeper stuff, and Trump holding the bee and sausage fingers over here on his last visit.
That shit's insane too. I mean,
yeah,
the first ever White House beehive. It's almost like you're pointing directly at the Mormons. You're next. I mean, and then the bee lands on his hand, and everybody's like, and then Camilla flies commercial back home.
Yeah, I mean that's hilarious. And Beatrice was getting an Uber.
Yeah, that's normal.
And I mean, when she got that Uber, the Uber driver didn't even help her with her bag. She had to lug that suitcase in the back on her own. He just held the boot open. Oh, seeing this stuff is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And you know that Uber driver, people are probably sending him tips upon tips, even though he didn't even do a drive for him. It's like whoever that Uber driver was, because if the Brits are seeing it, and because they see that and they see the whole monarchy getting disassembled, it's like, so who's technically the head of England now then?
Trump.
Yeah, I was just going to say that.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
King Trump.
King Trump.
Man. But remember, he's that benevolent dictator. He wants power back to the people.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to run these countries. He's like, guys, these are your countries. But the big one that's got to get split up is the EU. Every country in Europe needs their sovereignty back. They need their own culture. They need everything back. Just like every other country in the world. This whole mass invasion that all these religions put on. I mean, what's the best way to bring religion down? Well, you literally prove that they're the ones behind all this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they're telling us that, you need to be better people. Whoa.
You're a sinner. Yeah.
Whoa. Coming from a group of known pedophiles, we're not going to take that lightly. Especially with all these, because the Catholic Church, I mean, they're sounding the alarms because all these sexual abuse cases, class action lawsuits are effective, could break the Catholic Church. It's like, so how many kids did you molest?
Well, here's the thing. We know, I would say for at least the last 10 years, roughly, maybe more, if I don't know how your area is, but like over here in New York, there was tons and tons of Catholic schools, Catholic parishes, right? And these schools are closing one by one. Now, is it that people have just pulled away and don't want to pay money for tuition and rather send their kids to public schools? Maybe, could be. But we know that these lawsuits, which have been behind the scenes, have been bankrupting these different dioceses. I mean, I heard back in, oh my God, it was before I got divorced, which is 2015, like that there were investigations, and so one of my friends was a judge here in the court system, and he was assigned to kind of oversee the court cases involving the Rockville Center diocese, and he said they're finished, like they're going to be bankrupt. So that's been going on
for like ages, it seems.
Like as soon as that movie, remember that movie Spotlight? I think it was 2000. I want to say 8, but I'll double check it. It was with Michael Keaton and
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's all about when this small little subsection of the Boston Globe, I think they're with the Boston Globe, it's called Spotlight. They started getting like a little, and it got deeper and deeper and deeper into the investigation of the Boston diocese. And once they broke that, the end of the movie shows the whole country and all the dioceses that had this issue. It's a great movie. I mean, obviously,
man.
I think I wanted to have the award. I mean, not that that means anything, but my point is, in 2015, it was very, very, out there. That's my point. It wasn't like an indie film. The people are the last to know. The people are listen. When my kids went to Catholic school, high school, and I was arguing with them about the COVID jab, do you know what the answer was? I said, according to the Bible, according to our belief in Jesus Christ, vaccines are wrong. Yeah. Because it's basically saying that the body is not as sacred as God made it, and there's something imperfect in not so many words. I was told, well, the Holy Father has endorsed this, meaning the jab.
Yeah.
So the people are the last to know. Like I was tempted, but I was like, I got to just relax to start going off on how they're all pedophiles and why do they wear red shoes? But
yeah. And then you look at it, it's like, okay, the Holy Father. Okay, well, number one, who's the Holy Father? You're talking about the Pope. It's like, okay, was the Pope a scientist? Did the Pope did the Pope read all the necessary journals? No.
Right.
He just says what he wants, and that's it.
And this was under Francis.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and think about it. How many other popes have been endorsing all this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pushing communism in. Ever since the whole Vatican II in 1962, I mean, it just, everything went woke, went communist, and that was their one world agenda. That's why they put that Pope John the 23rd in there, just to be the stopgap pope to stop, the Latin Mass and introduce the Tridentine Mass. Somebody like they strayed away from Latin, and then they went with the Tridentine Mass and started bringing up more Marian, and it's all Mary. It has nothing to do with Christ, and it's like that's completely wrong.
Yeah,
it's like because here comes feminism, because bringing up Mary, it just
it shifted.
Yeah. Christ wasn't that big. It was Mary. It's like wait. What? And this is them saying it.
Yeah.
It's like,
but I feel bad. I do feel bad because it's going to be a hard pill to swallow for so many people. You look at all the like whether it's the Italians, the Irish, I'm talking ethnicity, Italians, Irish, Hispanic.
It's everyone.
Yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the Catholic Church. Like that is going to that blows your whole culture. Forget about your belief. It's also your culture, right? All these things you do and meals and traditions that you have. It's all based around Catholicism. So then it's like, well, who am I? Who are we?
Yep.
It's scary for these people.
And that's the thing. I mean, the truth to put 90% of people in the hospital when people truly find out that they have lied to us about everything.
Yeah.
And we said, it's like, there's no asterisk on the lies. When they said they lied about everything, it's like, except this. It's like, no. Everything's on the table. Everything's a lie. Even everything around us. You know, they lowered the frequencies on purpose in order for us to succumb to this fucking slave mentality, this consumerism. Like, we need them more than they need us, because they'll just get rid of us, and then they just do the whole great replacement.
I know. I mean, even if atoms have no solidity, is that wall really there next to me?
Yeah, I mean,
it's true. But, you know, and we could go through every religion, right?
all of them, every single one of them.
Look at the Jews, man. They are going to really, because they have been taught so much about this whole paranoia and the Israel lie. And I mean, that's why that post said it'll put 99. It didn't say this group or that group, collectively.
99% of people.
Yeah.
Well,
every group of people's got arseholes in it, dictating down the lies.
But also, what if the truth is what they wanted to do? And they were going to put us in the hospitals and keep the 1% for their slaves, their 500,000 or whatever, just like they did after every reset. They started throwing us into camps and all this, and then you look at all these data centers. It's like all they're surveillance centers. They're Jewish surveillance centers. And you have all these cities and towns that are just taking the money and not listening to the people. So right then and there, the people that took this money, like in the city of Hobart, I expect all of them to be thrown in prison, because this is not what anybody wanted in the whole area. It steals all your resources, steals your water, steals your electricity. It makes all your prices, all your everything go up. To what benefit? So we can get spied on? No. Build all the data centers. We'll transform them into prisons.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. Because data centers and security, it's the same as a prison. You could put all these lefties, all these, you want re-education camps? There you go. I mean, it's exactly, they want to behead us. That's it. That's what the Jews want to do. That's why they all have to go. That's it. I mean, it's really that easy. It's like they made their bed. Because it all goes down that whole maternal bloodline thing. You know, how they keep that shit in-house. Right? You'll see some that, their dad's a Jew and their mom's a Catholic, and they're just like, I don't fucking practice that shit. Well, good. Because there's a lot of people that say, well, yeah, that's just a religion, and there's a bunch of them out there too. But everybody's going to be getting on board during this whole boom week. Because now boom week starts today, disclosure, and it just so happens that in 1 week, because I don't remember Trump ever coming up with a Christian American. You have to cater to the narcissists. And you made sure that it was on a Friday and Saturday night. So then we rededicate on the 17th to God. Something that they don't believe in. So yeah, the first batch of UFO files, man, they're...
So that's National Prayer Day, isn't it? The 17th, coming up.
Rededication of America to God.
Excellent. So what a time to drop these files out.
Well, he's giving everybody a week.
Yeah.
A week, I mean, and that's not, I mean, these files are like, okay, whatever. But people are looking up and seeing everything for themselves. But yet, the funny thing is, in every video, you haven't heard one person yell, scream, get paranoid, or anything like that. It's like the whole frequency changed. It's like people are, now that everybody's like, the whole frequency's like gone the way it's going to go, you're going to have those that just want to stay in this third dimensional shit life. Hey.
Yeah. You could feel the timeline shift. Like, You could literally feel it. And I'll be honest, like, you know, I read things, I'm staying up to date, but I felt so completely, not like with anger or detached with this whole hantavirus. Like I literally felt as if it was in a whole other galaxy when I was hearing it, because it didn't even raise my curiosity. I mean, obviously we do this, we want to keep up to date of what, you know, the buzz is and everything. But with COVID, I had like, I wanted to fight. I was at like this one. I'm just like, this
Again,
no relation to my existence or my life. It's over there. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the frequency change and the timeline shift that we're moving on to different timelines. Then it's moving. Like you could feel it moving. And some people are going to stay there and they're going to mask up and they're going to wait for some vaccine or whatever. But it's not like with that feeling like, fine, if you want to take the vaccine, you know, I've told you what you have. It's just like, okay, no, that's great because I'm going to go here.
Yeah.
Would you people finding it easier to take because we've had so long planting the seeds and stuff, and people have been more and more unaccustomed to this moment coming up? And maybe it was, you know, the truth would have put 99% of people in the hospital, but now the way it's been played out and stuff. You see one of today's deltas.
Oh gosh.
Why not, right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to report back to you guys in a couple of weeks because we're going on Mother's Day to George's family. Now, cut back to the COVID days. Like George went there for some holiday. I think it was Thanksgiving. And they were like in that, you know, you need to get a vax and this and that and the other thing. And he's like, it's bullshit. Like he's not an arguer like me, you know, but now we've got his cousin, Renee, who we're red pilling, who's totally on board. So I'm going to actually see, have these people changed? I doubt it because they all go get their boosters. But let's see what the narrative is in collective company, if they're freaking out and that's the topic of conversation or not.
And if he walks in that house and everybody says, hello, George, you've got to tell us. You've got to tell us because it's like that name George just comes up every single day. It's like, which George is it?
He has a lot of Georges.
What if it's George Washington? And guys, it's just.
It is kind of crazy. But anyway, he's already warned me. He's like, no, I got to do a shot of vodka before we go in there. He's like, I can't. He's like, I can't.
Who's that, Renee?
No, George.
Oh, George.
He's like, I got to have a shot of vodka. I can't face these people.
Yeah, that's fair enough. You've got to let him, haven't you?
Yes, I'll let him have a shot.
Yeah. And what occasion is that, Elisa?
Mother's Day.
Right. Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when you have to take a shot in order to deal with family over this, wow, man, it's kudos to you, George. You got this. We are all pulling for you, brother. If you could wake up the whole family.
But it's so sad because his mom just passed, you know, in March. And that 3 months prior, she got her COVID, her RSV, her boot. Like they look now, I am of the belief that they're not getting anything at this point. But my point is it's the mindset.
Mm-hmm. And then especially as one of the results of the COVID shot is getting hantavirus.
Right. I mean, you can't make this shit up.
I mean, just by like reading like everything that it causes. I mean, can you imagine if they had to say that on a commercial today?
It would be the length.
It would be the length of like a sitcom. All right, we have to read all these. Yep. Okay.
Someone has done that, haven't they, in the Star Wars video? With all the side effects going up the screen. I've got it.
Well, I know the White House was doing that too. The White House did that on I think May 5th or May 4th. They did it, and they did like a big scrolling through of everything Trump's done. It's like,
yeah. Oh yeah, I see that. Yeah. So anytime any new virus comes out or disease or anything, or anyone's got anything, that's the document. I go straight to those last 9 pages and have a little scoop through and see if it's in there.
Yeah.
what's really funny to me is I hear these commercials on the radio and sometimes on YouTube because I don't watch like network or any of those channels. And if you've noticed these commercials for the pharmaceuticals, they've literally gotten theatrical. You know, they have music, and I mean, it's so ridiculous, like what they do, and it's like, and death, like it's always ends with and death.
Yeah. It's like, so, and then the video they show, it's like a family out there, you know, a guy holding his daughter and the wife sitting there with his arm around him.
Yeah.
It's like, this caused death. It's like, just make daddy disappear then and let the baby fall to the ground. It's like, see, that's what happens when you take that. Just don't take that stuff.
I think they're telling us, like, you guys stop. This is coming to an end.
Why can't we not watch that MSM take them down, start broadcast the truth? Hey man, that ain't our job. You let them bury themselves, because you need everybody to see that mainstream media has been a complete fraud.
Do you think we're gonna see the flip where they they're told now they are gonna red pill the people they've been blue pilling for so long themselves?
Well, I mean, they did call for a suicide weekend.
Yeah.
And Friday night into Saturday falls on a weekend, correct?
Yeah.
And they all did take the Sputnik 5 vaccine, correct?
Yeah.
Yes, they did. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Because, I just remember as well, we have heard somewhere, allegedly, that potentially we may, if we do have some sort of shutdown, digitally, you know, communications and stuff, we may see when it comes back on completely different faces, i.e. they've all been taken out of it and they've been put in there with new truth tellers.
Man, can you imagine if they wiped all the BS off the internet?
It'd be amazing. I mean, there's still a lot of bots and stuff out there, isn't there? We're all still being shadow banned. We're having fake accounts made of us now. People are putting our stuff on other channels. There's a Trump news channel out there that's nicking all our stuff and loads of people's, all our channels. And you're getting about 10, 15 minutes into the video, and then they're cutting the sound off and making people buy them a coffee to pay for it. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking outrageous. You can see that on Rumble, yeah.
Did you guys see the Jake Tapper clip with him talking about Marco Rubio?
Yeah.
No.
It's so ridiculous. He's like commenting on some, but he's very serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's not like laughing or anything. And it's like, Marco Rubio is just DJing. He now thinks he's a DJ. And then he plays like certain songs. He's like, that's from the 1993. You know, there are all these rap songs. But it's so ridiculous because it's actually showing that these guys, like, it's showing the absurdity that this probably isn't, you know, that it's not even these reporters anymore. I don't know who's believing that it would even be the real him, but it is pretty funny. I mean, it's like ridiculous, and it's.
I've just found that. Do you want me to play it quickly?
Yeah, it's just.
But here's the thing, right? Remember we said everything has to be done twice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
What song was Marco Rubio DJing exactly? It was DJ Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock. It Takes Two to Make a Thing Go Right.
Yep.
Do they want to just give us the comms on a silver platter? Here you go. Have it.
Yeah. So listen
to the world is a comm.
Totally. And listen to the songs that are in this one too.
Oh, I can't wait.
Well, hardly the most important part of Secretary of State Rubio's comments about Iran, he did drop a few 90s hip-hop references that those of you who are not Gen X may have missed. First, talking about what the Iranian regime is doing to its own economy, he said this:
they should check themselves before they wreck themselves in the direction that they're going.
That is a reference to the 1992 Ice Cube song, Check Yourself, from his album, The President.
Hell yeah, it is.
Then, at a different time, he was talking about the mental stability of the leaders of Iran. And he said this:
they're insane in the brain.
That is a reference to the 1993 Cypress Hill song, insane in the brain. He might have music on his mind. We just saw this clip posted by White House official Dan Scavino of Secretary Rubio taking some time at a wedding to DJ. So perhaps there is music on his mind and his mind on his music.
And then they show him spinning in the White House press room.
Yeah.
And a meme. I'm like, this is what we voted for right here. Memes away.
Yep, memes away. I love it.
I mean, this is those that aren't Gen X. It's like, I mean, that's our shit, boy. We're just letting you know you didn't participate in any of that, Jake Tapper. We know you didn't. You know, you probably had a bunch of underlings make sure to tell you what those songs were. Because I'm sure you don't know Ice Cube. His song dropped.
A lot of people still don't understand the importance, do they, of all this memetic warfare that we've had over the years. And number one, it's kept us lot going, and many, many others. What are they? Do you know what I mean? It's been hilarious, isn't it? You know, there's times where we've all just wanted to cry, but it's kept us going. Absolutely superb. And, you know, all the memes in the first place, wasn't it? It's that the AI couldn't pick them up and stuff, really, so you could get away from being banned. And
oh my God. Some of I mean, X has turned into the Wild West. That's the now you just put anything in memes, and I'm like, wow. I mean, clearly I've never seen the N-word thrown around as much as I have on X. I'm like,
wow,
what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
You know, and then it's just like everybody's pointing at all the problems in the world. And it's like, we want to clean this up. How can we fix this? You know? And there's only one way to fix it. I mean, we need divine intervention. That's it. We need another flood. Yeah. Oh, it's coming. It's coming. Because now, Pope will be having a bad May.
Well, Trump's really digging into him at the moment.
And then he went and got a crystal football from the Pope. I mean, shit's going to get weird. That's all I got to say. Shit is definitely going to get weird.
It is weird already. If anybody
I know, we know. This ain't weird yet.
It might be weird for a lot of the people not paying attention.
When they start laying in your front yard and your neighborhoods and all that, 3 things you need. 3. Coffee, chocolate, fermented foods. Those 3 things, make sure you have on hand. 3 things they love and 3 things they cannot find on any other world. But we have been wrong about the reptilian hunting manuals or anything. And now people are starting to talk about reptilians a lot. And you start to see people with Ozempic start to break down.
Really?
Like, what if they're just not human? I mean, we know that. I mean, there's a lot of people that aren't human here. But I think the first arrest will shock the world's got to be JD Vance at this point.
Do you? We were talking about that the other day, and
I have a funny feeling. Just
really, because we were saying maybe if it's 2, like Stu was saying, like if it's 2, right, 2 people, would it be maybe like Fauci and Gates or something that opens the can of worms to the whole lies that we were, going back to COVID, and then that opens the door to the election, like.
Yeah, I mean, but we need something that'll shock the world.
Yeah, that's true. People already know there's evil, but Vance, he's like so like great guy, and
where'd he come from?
Right.
Who's his dad? Is it Michael Aquino?
Wow.
Is that who Erica Kirk's dad is too?
Cool.
I mean, these are questions we want to know, because the blue eyes that they talked about in the Epstein files and all that, it's stunning that both JD and Erica both look like Michael Aquino. And for some reason, nobody knows anything about JD Vance's past, because everything had to be read in hillbilly elegy. So it's like, so he had to go to the military. And remember, Aquino was in the military. He had to go into the Marines. Remember, he changed his name like 3 times. I wish he'd keep his same original name, right? Then he had to have the whole humiliation ritual with him fucking the couch in there, because who made him write this book? It was this professor at Yale that set him up with his Jeet wife. That this professor, also her husband, also a professor at Yale, which was trying to prey on students, was sexually abusing students, and was actually suspended for a while. So, and she and him are the ones that set JD Vance and his Jeet wife up. And then all of a sudden he comes out of Ohio.
What's his name? Why do we call him JD anyway?
Yeah. It's like, what, James Donaldson Vance or something like that, but that's not even his real name. He took his grandmother's maiden name or some shit like that.
Well, if they were,
his mom was a
Wait a
drug.
minute. Oh, we're talking about, okay, I just did this Google. It was a Wikimedia. We're talking about Michael Aquino, the guy who is
big eyebrows.
the big.
Yes.
Okay, listen do you know what it says under religion?
Satanist.
Yep.
Catholic.
Theistic Satanism.
Oh, yeah. Aquino's a big Satanism.
I'm saying, like, it's not even like you have to search for it.
No, but then that ties right back to TPUSA.
Yes.
With Paul
Heinrich
Galloway
Himmler.
and Vine War and PSYOPs. And then you see how the military op is actually TPUSA in all this. In post 1433. Because you have General K, JFK, General K is Kirk, right? Like Captain Kirk, General Kirk. I mean, Charlie Kirk wasn't good at all. I mean, I don't know. Because my thing is that he was tied up with the Heritage Foundation. With the Heritage Foundation, the problem is that we see left and right, right? There's a bunch of people on the right that refuse to see that there is so much corruption on the right. It's like, that's why we don't pick left or right. Constitutional republic. That's it.
That's right.
So if you want to go to the right and they want to run this stuff like, oh, we want to run like this, like, no, it's not your call. It's not the Heritage Foundation's call to do any of this, because that's where your 1,000 points of light are. It goes right back to Jimmy Carter, George H.W. Bush. They all had their hand in the creation of TPUSA. The Koch brothers, I mean, it follows the same line as any leftist group. And then you see how TPUSA, how they were well represented during J6. Why'd they send so many buses of people, and why was, Charlie getting all this money for it?
Yeah.
Through all these text messages. It's like, if people read his J6 deposition, that's what I don't get. People are like, oh, be more like Charlie. That's the problem. Everybody's trying to put Charlie Kirk on a pedestal, thinking this guy's Christ-like, when he's nothing but a fucking dumb schlep.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. Didn't Trump push Fauci into the limelight as the savior and the most brilliant, scientist? Oh, come on. Go ahead, Tony. You would push him forward. That's the whole point of what this disclosure is about, because it sucks people in, and then bam.
Yep. And then you find the truth, and it's like, be careful who you follow. It's like, they told us to do our due diligence on everyone. I mean,
Yeah.
we did on everybody. Charlie Kirk, not oblivious to anything. We dig into everybody.
Yeah, if you could put Fauci in the spotlight, it could be anyone out there, couldn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
If JD Vance and Erica Kirk were brother and sister, it would make a lot more sense, wouldn't it? With that over sort of passionate embrace they had that everyone was banging on about.
Yeah.
And did you see the video Julie Green did, Ministries, about JD Vance was a great white wolf? Yeah, she did this sort of massive reveal, and she was sort of shaking. I don't know how to tell everyone this, but he is.
You have it?
It's somewhere I could find it.
Find it, yeah. I mean, I'd love to watch that because I mean, I'll tell you, I don't trust that guy. As soon as he was named, I mean, we dug right in. We're like instantly, nope. But TV, Treaty of Verona, it's like everything is like literally lined out for us to find. I guess. I don't know.
You see, something like that, if you think about it, will open up the door so much easier when we look at his if that happened to be his father, whatever, to the extreme of Satanism. Because I'll tell you, I had a conversation the other night very quickly with my daughter. Like probably everyone in the chat heard this like 5 times already, but she's 19 and we happened to get into kind of a little bit of red pilling with her, right? And I explained to her, you know, it was very gentle, but I was trying to explain the power of the bad aliens, you know, how there's Satanism. And she's like, Mom, I'm not saying you're wrong. These are 2 hard things for me to swallow. And I was like, no, I know that. So my point is, I know how I felt when I first started reading about this, that there were like 30 million Satanists in the country. And I had such cognitive dissonance. That is, people will have such a hard time believing that's who's been running the world. They'll take child trafficking, they'll take pedophilia, but if you tell them that this is an organized system, if you will, and a religion, they look at Rosemary's Baby. They told us that there are people that worship Satan. So I think that's going to be a hard one for people to swallow. And then they find out who the Satanists are.
Yeah. Now, I have found this video of Judy Green. Are you there, Jay? This is 10 minutes long. This is from January.
Sorry, I had a sneeze attack. I'm sitting here listening. I'm like, I'm sitting here nodding in agreement. I'm like,
purging.
And that's the thing. It's like, you know, when it comes down to the whole Satan thing, all we have to do is just say, if you could just look at one thing, and you show them that post and how far ago it was, and it says, many worship Satan, some openly display it. It's like, you can't have the child trafficking, human trafficking, and all this without Satanism.
Yeah.
There's no religion that would actually, there's nothing in the world that actually comes close to saying, hey, that's okay. None of it. And still they do it.
Yeah, but I have to tell you, Jason, there is a disconnect, I think, in the average person's mind between someone who does these evil. Oh, they're evil. It's just evil. There's just evil people. There's a part versus this is an organized system of belief, and it is controlling the world. Those are, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
And that's going to be a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah. But the good thing is that when all this goes down, they know exactly where to go. It's like they won't, you know, because if you think about it, if you didn't tell her, right? If you didn't say anything, when all this rolls out, I mean, 9 times out of 10, people are going to go completely crazy.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're going to be like, okay, what's going on? Mom, what's going on? Right? It's like, hey, this is when it's like, you're not going to have teachers. The parents have to sit down, and this is when you have to have the talk because we're all going through this together.
Yeah.
It's like, we knew a long time ago that there was some fuckery, but now they're showing us. And the thing is, and the best thing to say is like, good, look, it's not going to get any worse. It's only going to go up from here. Because I believe this is what we needed to move up to that Kardashev scale 1. You know, that because they've had us at that 0.7 for the longest time. And we got to get to that 1.0. And bless you. And the one thing that would have put us at that 1.0 is cold fusion. Bless you again. And that's the thing. That's the cold fusion. It's like we can make our own power. You know, we have that ability. But the problem is that the dark forces have had that ability for the longest time, and they've withheld it from us for us to actually achieve what we need to do. Then they give us all this faulty technology just to spy on us and everything. It's like, we don't being spied on.
Yeah.
We don't want people in our business. If you don't want government in your business, you want personal people in your business.
You
But
made a
social
really
media
good point. Like, and maybe that's what the Epstein files, like, think about it now from a different perspective. If people are reading all this stuff and what they did to children, and you're left with, how do people do this? Okay, well, we're going to tell you now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even see how. Why? How? I mean, this is diabolical on any level.
Yeah. Do you want to see this video?
Oh yes, please. Oh, yeah.
Right, there's a 10-minute clip of this. Now I shall turn it up. I think it's quite quiet. I went and found the full thing after. It's her old podcast, but I don't know where it is in it. So I'll just play this. But I don't know if we got to listen to it all. But she really goes into it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Morning, everybody. Today is Monday, January 19th of 2026. I want to thank each and every one of you for joining today's live show today. And I know some of you may be very happy about tuning in today because God is revealing something that I have been waiting for, praying into when he was going to have me reveal this, and he is today. Some of you may like it, and some of you may not. Some of you may actually turn me off after today. But no matter what, I have to give the words that God has given me out. So again, I'm just going to say to encourage you, things are happening around the world. NATO is being talked about being demolished. Remember, God has been mentioning NATO and destroying it for a long time. Look what's happening with Greenland. There's President Trump is forcing tariffs. That will also make a deal because he is definitely one of the best people ever about making a deal. And then you have the Canadian Prime Minister talking about the New World Order just the other day. So many things are happening. And I'm telling you, God just gave me a prophetic word yesterday about we are at a boiling point, not only in this country, but around the world. So I'm encouraging you that God is in control. And then after I get done reading this prophetic word, I'm going to go back over a prophetic word that God gave me in 2024 that was really hinting at what is being exposed today. All right. So here's a prophetic word. And again, I love all of you, even though some of you may not like me after this. It is time to reveal who the great white wolf really is. I heard this word on the 17th of January. It was the second one of that day. I heard two prophecies that day. This was the second one. It is time for you to know who the great white wolf really is. It is time to expose, and it's time to stand and pray against him and who he is working with and what his assignments are to do against this country and against your president. Many were not ready to hear this. It would have caused confusion and even offensiveness against my words if this information was given out too soon. Because so many people are living by sight and not living by faith. This traitor and the snake must be revealed to have him removed. I'm revealing him to you now, children, my children, so you can pray against him, his assignments, and pray that his mask is completely removed. JD Vance is a great white wolf. The deep state put him next to President Trump because the plan was for President Trump not to make his full second term. And when he didn't, they would have their guy to take his place. My children, it's all fake. It's a facade on who he really is. He is not who he appears to be. He is not a friend of my David's. He is being used to spy and to sabotage the president, deceive him in every way possible. The whole thing with the Secret Service against him was to make it appear that the deep state is after him too, when they are not. That was all for show. JD Vance's ties to the swamp will soon be revealed, and so will many next year president. Pam Bondi is another one of my children who has ties to the deep state, and that is why no arrest and why she's stalling all investigations. The more she resists, the more her mask is being revealed. She too will be fully exposed for who she really is and what her assignments are against this nation and your president. Mike Johnson has been compromised, and my children, his next steps he makes will decide if he will repent and turn back to me or fall to the serpent's lies and become completely deceived and controlled by the deep state. Many actions are being taken by many who are supposedly on the side of my David, who are liars and deceivers. It is time to get rid of Susie Wiles. She is a deceiver, and she has betrayed your president in ways you can't even imagine. My children, your president's inner circle and people in high positions of your government must be exposed and revealed as treasonous traitors. And they are making more moves against your president on a daily basis. A political reset must happen, but there needs to be a spiritual awakening in your White House first. Pray for this now and do not cease until all who are trying to kill your president are removed. All who are sabotaging him are removed. All who are lying are removed. Pray for spiritual walls that have been blocking your president from seeing the truth will all come crumbling down. Pray against pride. Pray against every attack in your capital, in the White House, and in your nation. Not all these attacks you can see, but soon everything that is hidden will be made known. It is time to warn my children spiritually. Your president needs my words, my instructions now more than ever because attacks are picking up. The shaking is increasing, and he needs my strength to see him through it. The great white wolf and all of his pack must be removed to truly save this nation, said the Lord of hosts. Now I thought the Lord was done, and he continued on. The secret societies own and control most in your government, and ones you think are MAGA are not. It's time for their masks to be ripped off. It's time for this nation and the world to know who the traitors are. In the courts of heaven, they have been found guilty. And time to pass down their sentences is drawing near. I, the Lord, say this again. The architects in this nation, which are the secret societies, their money trails will lead right to politicians who have sold their soul to the enemy. And it's more than you think in your government and in high, powerful positions. Pray, my children, that when people are revealed as evil, the more frustration it brings to those who are not listening. Pray for those who are asleep to wake up in this time before it's too late. Shock and awe is coming to the United States, and the world knowing how many are actually against you. This is time you are living in, and the time to reveal all that has been going on in the dark. But my United States, you will be shut down totally until every traitor is removed, and until entirely a new government is installed, says the Lord of hosts. You have heard me talk about the great white wolf for over a year now. I was sad when I saw his face and God revealed it to me. I wanted to believe that he was a good person. That every time I see his face, spiritually I see a wolf. And I cannot see past it. And I knew at some point that God was going to reveal it, but this is a shocking thing when it is the Vice President of the United States.
Yeah. I thought of that as soon as you said that. That's what I thought of. She was physically shaken when she delivered that podcast.
Yeah.
You could tell.
Yeah.
That's a lot of heat to put out, you know? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
Especially, you know, and she's a part of ministries, right? So it's like she sees it. It's like he says he's Catholic, but then he's running Hanukkah events. And then you look at Erica. Remember, that was the big thing, right? Get Charlie axed and, you know, have her step up and have that was the plan all along. Because JD Vance would have to bring in a vice president if something happened to Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Well, we were told some of the people we love are going to turn out to be wrong uns and vice versa. So you got to be careful who you follow. Like I say, you know, I'm right behind Trump and a few others, and that's it.
I mean, it's just a Mike Pence 2.0. I mean, it's really what it is. I mean, it's, you know, and for people to say, oh, he chose it. Would you pick the same guy that back in 2017 was calling you Hitler?
Right.
Who else was calling him Hitler at the same time? It was Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, that's a great point.
When have we ever called Trump Hitler? Never.
Never.
They're all involved. Charlie was deep in the human trafficking, child trafficking. He got what he deserved. Is anybody thinking that guy's clean after all this? No. He knew what TPUSA was doing. They all knew. Bobcat is Vance's Secret Service code name.
Is it indeed?
23 pain there too, huh? Odd. Dead cat bounce, huh? I mean, this. I never liked that guy. Never. Because, like, you know, when you see these people rise to power in such a short time, exactly bitten twice, LBJ 2.0, to give Israel everything they need to conquer the world. Well, I think data centers are popping up, right?
Oh my God, this is so funny.
What'd you get?
I looked up Bobcat just for the sake of trying to find out like more about a Bobcat.
Yeah.
And so they basically say that they are active at dawn and dusk, nocturnal, active during the night. However, they sometimes will have periods of activity during the day. They're shy animals with an innate fear of humans, but will not attack a person unless provoked, cornered, or habituated. So I went a little further, and it says the question was, who are the natural predators? That bobcats have a few natural predators. And guess what the predator is?
An eagle.
A lion, a mountain lion.
Yeah, that's about it, really. Unless there's bears about.
And the gray wolf is also a predator.
Man,
Kind of
gonna get so good.
So the lion, right? Trump. I mean, I can't make this shit up.
Can't. I mean,
well, if a wolf is a predator and she's outed him as the great white wolf, he's going to eat himself up, maybe.
Yeah, great point.
Himself.
Well, then you think about the timber wolf.
Yeah, that was
Bush.
That was Bush Senior, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Heritage Foundation never fails to disappoint, do they?
Yep.
Weirdos.
There's so many clues. I mean, like that's just that it's basic. It's just clues.
Everywhere. And then there was a guy on X that came out and said, hey, you know, we're just going to look up hantavirus. See what countries looked up hantavirus in the past, right? It's that same one that when they're making it out of the Israel Institute for Biological Research, they have been making all of the vaccines for everyone. It's like, oh yeah, trust us. Yeah. Yeah. You know, goyim is the N-word, right? In Judaism? Yeah.
It is,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been calling us that the whole time. It's like, wow. Bold move. Not gonna lie. I mean, it's just, man, and then all these people just like in Minnesota, they're hauling them out. Like they have just like nonstop flight, just get out. And then you had and then New York, you had Kathy Hochul come out and say, "Oh, we're not going to let ICE come in here and do this." It's like the woman's like, "All right, we're pulling a Sturge." It's like, God, you guys.
You mean nice?
God, just let them do their work. Just let them do their job. Just, man.
Well, they're nice now, aren't they?
Man, it is just man, the House is looking to so the Pentagon came out and said the Pentagon begins releasing files on UFO and says the public can draw their own conclusions. In short, we've lied to everybody. Sorry about that. Our bad. Come on, man. Do better. I mean, this is just, it's crazy.
How do you think this is going to unfold?
Oh.
Apart from quickly.
Hey, man, I don't know. All I know is we got a week. Everybody's got a week to get their shit right.
Yeah, have you got any sort of timeline of events running up to the 17th at all?
Well, it's a boom week.
Boom, 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 boom.
I mean, not like Israel and the UAE aren't getting leveled right now. I mean, I thought we took out all their missile capability. Then they roll out all these hypersonic ones. It's like, oh. And it's like, hey, we're just going to take out the deep state in Iran. And they're like, oh, they're bombing our bases over there. It's like, good. That's what we want. Have to make sure that all the bases are destroyed because in order for them to have their sovereignty, we can't have anything that has a U.S. marker on their land. It's colonialism. It's reverse colonialism.
Have you seen that clip of JP Sears talking about the
no
flipping and flopping and flipping and flopping of the Iran war?
Let's see it.
I'm
down with some clips.
Let me try and find this for a bit if you want to chat for a second.
There's just.
Well, I was gonna just say something about this. Going back to the hantavirus and the rats, right? And I get this email today. I think it was just one of the. I think it was Red Pill News or something. But anyway, I found it very interesting about the Disney Magic Nightmare is the title, and it says rats. It says Disney bust, but it's Mickey Mouse, right? And I just find that, they've had their cruise ships. They just had this big arrest, 28 arrests.
Yeah.
And these arrests with the child trafficking and pulling down these people, these I want to call them local networks, because like we kind of pulled down when the military went in with the kind of industrial size trafficking. So now we're going down the next level to these smaller factions of sickos. But you've got this hantavirus coming out on a cruise ship, and the cruise ship, you know, we know that the cause, at least that's what they say, is from rats, right? Because that's been around since, I guess, the 90s or the 80s with that, where it come from. Then you've got the rat, you know, with Disney and the cruise ship. And it's just like a lot of interweaving comms and situations coming out right now.
Oh, yeah.
All of them.
Have a little watch of this. This is JP Spears flip-flopping about. This is
going to be good.
Gosh, what the hell? This war with Iran is confusing me. Bro, the war is over. It's done. Nope. Israel just pulled us back into it. Never mind. Yeah, what's going on? We're getting all these conflicting messages. I can't even track what's happening. Dude, I've listened to everything. It's pretty straightforward. Explain it to me. And start with, why did we get into this war in the first place? So, in late March, us and Israel, so mostly us, started attacking Iran to eliminate their nuclear capabilities. Wait, what was that Operation Midnight Hammer thing about last June? That was strikes to eliminate Iran's nuclear capabilities, and that was a great success. After it, Trump declared Iran's nuclear capabilities are 100% gone. Okay, and then we started an all-out war in March to do the same thing we already did. Like, that already doesn't make any sense. Well, not so fast. Well, yes, but the strikes in March killed Iran's supreme leader. We knew that if you kill their leader, then you win the war. So total victory, case closed. All right, then what happened? Well, Iran started retaliating for some reason. Maybe because their leader was killed? Maybe. So the war didn't end again like we thought it would. Like, of course they would retaliate. Yeah, nobody saw it coming. But then, and get this, Iran escalated things by closing the Strait of Hormuz. That was a big deal. And then everybody around the world started freaking out about oil prices. Yeah, so at this point, we're just really in the war. Can't stop even if we wanted to. It's awful. But here's the good news. On March 15th, Trump announced, we have won. It's a total victory. Well, that's good. And then what happened? The war continued. Oh, but he said total victory. It's more about the journey than the destination. It sounds misleading. But don't worry, because at that time, Iran was negotiating with us on a ceasefire. What came of that? Israel killed Iran's negotiators. So negotiations failed somehow, and fighting continued. Why would Israel do that? But as the war went on, by late March, Iran's military was so weakened that Trump said, and I quote, "They have nothing left. We've knocked out their missiles." At this point, they're basically shooting at our great pilots with BB guns. No match for our beautiful brand new F-35s and F-15s. Well, that's good news. Then what? Iran shot down 2 of our aircrafts. Ironically, in F-35 and in F-15. Did they use BB guns? No, shoulder fire missiles. But Trump said luckily we rescued all the pilots though. But if Israel didn't kill the negotiators, well, I'll tell you who's been a good negotiator in this. Trump. Art of the deal kind of aura he's got. How so? Well, in early April, Trump said that if Iran doesn't reopen the Strait of Hormuz, he's going to knock them back to the Stone Age. What Iran do? Get this, they did not reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Great. But then Trump turned up the negotiating heat on Iran, trying to get them to agree to a ceasefire deal when he said, a whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. Game, set, match right there. God, that's genocide. Nope. He was just saying it. Oh, that's a threat of genocide. It's a negotiation tactic commonly used. I've used it. One time I was at a car dealership. They weren't coming down on the price. And I said, if you don't give me $5,000 off this car, I am killing everyone in this dealership. Did you get the car? No, I got arrested. So it didn't work. Well, it worked for Trump because he got a ceasefire deal out of it. And Iran reopened the Strait of Hormuz. We won. Great. So the fighting's over? No. Israel immediately broke the ceasefire deal and pulled us back into the war. What the fuck is wrong with Israel? So the fighting resumed immediately. What the fuck is wrong with us for being allies with Israel? Yeah, our greatest ally. And Iran reclosed the Strait of Hormuz. How will this war ever end? Well, basically, when we can get Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, the war is over. It's complete and total victory. Was the Strait of Hormuz open before the war started?
Yes.
And the reason they closed it was because the war started?
Yeah.
And the reason we're still in this war is because we need to get the Strait of Hormuz opened.
Yeah.
Well, what the fuck?
Yeah, you get it now.
I'm glad I could help clarify. Well, if you'll excuse me, I gotta go pay my taxes to help fund Israel. Life is good. Are we just supposed to be this dumb?
Yeah.
Heads up on the dog poop right.
That's great.
He's putting
It's all factual. I mean, and then come to find out that this whole Grenada Treaty that Eisenhower signed in the 50s, right? Well, it seemed like there was an Orion faction group, the Vatican and Israel all broke that contract. So if they broke the contract, then they were shipping them a lot more humans than what they agreed upon.
Yeah.
A lot more. So then we look at the Divine Nine, right? If Trump and them are in contact with the Divine Nine, right? Well, who are the Jews and all that in contact with? With the Archons. They're using witchcraft in order to summon the Archons in order to get everything on a physical level, but they don't understand Divine Nine, everything's on a spiritual level. That's why they lose. Matter doesn't matter. Make it make sense.
Matter doesn't matter, but black sheep matter.
Yep.
But I do believe, and I think I'm trying to remember who said it in the chat because I agree with them, that there's a lot of focus on cruise ships right now. You know what I mean? It's like cruise, Disney. It does relate, in my opinion, to trafficking and the eventual disclosure of what was really going on. Because the average person still doesn't understand, you know, about Disney and the cruises and why it flooded a few years ago in Disney World, Florida. I mean, that's the other thing. When people on a mass scale find out and they start looking at the imagery and what their kids have really, you know, the Disney princesses and the subliminal, not so subliminal imagery that's in this, the pedophilia symbolism. The whole world is inverted and turned upside down.
Oh, yeah, one of my friends used to work on that with the QE1, QE2, and I was telling her about the brothels in New York and the tunnels and how it came in out at Pier 90, and she said, oh my God, we used to dock at Pier 90. I think it was Pier 90. We used to dock there, and Jimmy Savile was always on board, you know, all this shit.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh my God.
It's a wicked, wicked web that I've woven.
Oh my God. There's a lot of good stuff. You guys are putting a lot of good stuff in the chat, just like filling in different information.
So, the whole post 416, right? So 6 orders from P. You have no idea how sick and evil these people are. Fight, fight, fight. Day of days, game over, right? So, if Trump is going to have the UFC fight on June 14th, his birthday, you go back 30 days, you get next Friday and Saturday. What if that's the day of days?
15, 16, you're saying?
And it says, and also in post 382, it says, we have tremendous worldwide support. Satan has left the White House, day of days.
Sorry, that's, did you say the 14th? Yeah, right, okay, so the 15th. And when's Trump's going to China? Isn't he? When's he going? Is it
Going to
then?
China right around that time. And then when he comes back, remember when they said that when President Trump comes back, the world will be a different place.
Well, because it says, grab the popcorn Friday and Saturday. And it also says POTUS will be insulated on AF1 out of the country while these strategic missions take place. Oh, come on, bring it on.
Next weekend, guys.
Especially if we got boom, boom, boom this week.
Well, I mean, boom week. I mean, have you seen like the UAE right now? I mean, it's in shambles. I mean, that's where all the demonic shit was too. I mean, well, Instagram hoes only. I mean, literally, it was a deviant playground. Is what the UAE was. I mean, we go way back. We go back to the Jockey Boy scandal pertaining to Senator Clinton and Senator Obama when they caught that sheik when they were stealing the kids from Bangladesh and bringing them over for the camel to be camel jockeys. And then once they were done riding and all that shit, they'd sexually abuse them and mutilate them and everything. Yeah.
What year was this?
This was back when they were both senators. And those two actually got this sheik diplomatic immunity. So he couldn't be tried on those charges.
So Obama was a senator, but wait, Clinton, you're talking about Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So that was the late 90s, right?
No, that was in 2000s.
I mean, it was 2000?
Yeah, because remember 99 is when the start. Remember that's when they bumped off JFK Jr., remember then Chappaquiddick, and then she became the senator of New York, and then that's when her Obama were in, and
remember when she was elected here?
Yep.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean,
So disgusting. You can't you can't get numb to hearing these things. You know what I mean? Like it's.
Hey.
Oh. So Wendy sent something to you, Stu, regarding Ghislaine Maxwell and the cruise ship.
Where? What email? Probably.
I'm looking if she said where. She just said to you.
Yeah, I've got it.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, it's just a picture. Let me get that up.
Is that the one we've all seen with her on the cruise ship? Yep.
Yeah, that's Floella Benjamin as well, isn't it? I think she's a UK children's TV presenter.
They were all.
Thanks, Wendy.
How many kids were missing from Disney? They've never had to come out with any number. Remember, it was all self-governed. Claude Kirk and his wife Erica Kirk are the ones that made that deal. Odd. They both look similarly alike. Were they Coney Island kids too? Because remember, she went to Brazil, and then you think about the boys from Brazil. I mean, this whole cloning thing, guys.
Yeah.
Because now everybody's like, oh, the drones. It's like clones before drones, guys.
But I got to say something about Disney. You know, I know a gazillion people go to Disney. I've never heard of one person having a missing kid. However, I think it was used more as the front to smuggle, whether it's kids through CPS or it's kids foster kids, or it's kids from other country, you know, because it's always a school trip and a this and a that. And no one would question seeing kids, because I don't really think it was about abducting, because that would have been too in the public. You know what I'm saying?
You'd heard it everywhere, wouldn't you? If a family had gone to Disney and their child had disappeared, you'd heard about it. And then another one and another one. People would have gone,
it was a transit. You know, it was a way to let them get lost among the crowd, so to speak.
And then all the NDAs they made people sign. Maybe an executive order to abolish all NDAs.
Yeah.
Why can't you do that? Oh, can you imagine that shitstorm? That's what we want to. Apparently the child wears yellow. Jesus, just fucking these fucking pricks just never total shitbags. all of them.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at the post for the 15th, right? May 15th.
As it's today. Hang on.
Autists, we thank you. Patriots, we thank you. We came here for a reason. Freedom of information, no filters, history books, be proud together. Where we're going, we'll go all. I mean, ooh, and 1369, which is a 19, that's where the hashtag 1776 comes into play. That he put in the ink on the paper, and then that's the 1776. Funny thing is, isn't that the same amount of money that they paid the all the service members as a bonus?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Tipping them off. 21 posts, huh? You can't make this up.
Oh, so just on this Disney thing, I just remembered. So my cousin went down there and he had a friend. I've heard stories of kids that have gotten lost, right? But I've never heard of anybody whose child was gone. However, my cousin went down there. Gosh, this goes back to late 90s, mid to late 90s. And his friend lost their kid, a little girl, a little boy, I don't remember. And all of a sudden they were like frantic, in the park, and someone just pops out, unbeknownst. Apparently they have people that are undercover or whatever. I don't know if they're good or they're bad, but they're there. And they were like, please come with us. And they went into, one of those facades, like, they have all those buildings and stuff. And it went down into a room, and they had the whole room had cameras all over. And they were told, allegedly, that you have whatever the amount of time was, I don't know, 7 minutes, whatever, that we have to find the kid or you'll never be able to find it. So good news is that they saw someone with their kid. They got the child and everything was okay. And I don't know what happened with the police. I don't know what happened. But my point is, why do they have all those cameras? He walked away like, thank God they have all these cameras. They're able to find, like I would probably have felt that way too, not knowing anything, like, oh my God, thank God it's their security system. But you got to wonder about that, right? And how did he know how much time it would take for this child to be gone forever? Maybe it had to do with the distance to get to the exits. I don't know. And someone in the chat said their kid was lost and found. So like I said, I don't know of any stories of people losing their kids for good in Disney. We don't know. Could have been covered up. But you're right. It would just make news. People, the schools would know, the friends, so they were very sneaky.
Yes.
It's the perfect place, isn't it, to walk about with children that are not yours, basically, and ask any questions. Can I just say something about this drop here? Now, it's got sessions in the bottom, normally in kill brackets, but these kill brackets are around the wrong way. Do you think we might see the reappearance of sessions in a week's time? Because there's a lot of talk about him coming back now.
Yeah, as a JAG. Because the thing is that it is their right, it is their duty to throw off such government and to provide new guards for their future security. That's it.
Yeah.
And then 2 days later, we dedicate America to God. Satan has left the White House for good.
Exciting.
And we know it also has to do with, the ballroom, right?
That's getting rid of the Pentagon. Because if you're putting a bunker underneath the ballroom and a military bunker, then you get rid of the Pentagon. It was built on 9/11. Started on 9/11. It's just another satanic
control system of frequency.
A Jesuit powerhouse.
Wow.
Why are American Christians who are loud about Nigeria silent about the anti-Christian purge currently being waged by Israel and Southern Lebanon? Well, because they think they're doing God's work. They have no idea what God they're actually just on the side of. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, it is utterly crazy, isn't it? How people believe that the way they act is actually commanded on them by God. You kill people and you go to heaven, you got 100 virgins, etc., etc., etc. You know, it's all from what's written in the book.
I mean, think about it, the Jews created Islam too. I mean, you have a 72 vaccine schedule, 72 virgins. You got the 27 club. I mean, it's literally like right in front of you, all the pieces.
Yep.
It's all by them.
Be their downfall.
Yep.
All symbolism and numerology.
Yep.
And that's what's so amazing about how they've just spun this and used it against them.
And people are still, why is it taking so long?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean.
But you know that most people who say, why is it taking so long, is two things. I want to see perp walks, right? That's one, right? Not realizing that God only knows how many perp walks there have been. But also because of the RV. Everybody, they're just, listen, we all need to have more abundance. We all need to stop slaving. We all could use help with rent or food or whatever the hell else our bills are. But if that's all you think about, you're part of the problem.
Yeah, that's still service to self.
Yeah.
You got to go through the shit to get to the sunshine. That's what we're doing. Everybody's got to go. This is a trial by fire.
Yeah.
I mean, this is making everybody realize, okay, what are your real intentions? What do you truly, do you really need all this materialistic stuff? Do you have to keep up with the Joneses? Do you have to do this? No, you don't. Just like Trump said, it's like, do you have to have $20? No. It's a consumer-ridden economy. It's like want. It's like, why? When there's an abundance, there's no need for want. So this is gonna get fun. Guaranteed. I don't know how much fun, but it's gonna get fun.
More fun.
Way more.
Yeah. So do you obviously, do you think these people are gonna be really, really pushed now to this precipice moment, to some scare event that's going to really jolt people out their slumber, because they've had long enough. They've had enough seeds planted. Hearing about the child trafficking and the Epstein files and all these things is still looking the other way. And it's time, isn't it, that people have really got to be scared now, frightened, whatever, into some sort of joining this awakening process.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's the scare event's gonna be next Friday. It's a necessary scare event. It's like when they start dropping, who's still standing? You guys good? Good? Clean up? Done.
Do you think there's going to be an EBS, or everyone's got to stay at home sort of a situation?
I would think so. I mean, you don't want people trouncing around with a bunch of dead bodies in there all over, No,
exactly. So, I mean, obviously I've just been to the States for the Awakening Summit and I'm back now, but it's like if something goes down, I do believe there's going to be after some sort of warning, i.e. planes are grounded, because you're not going to pull this off when you've got thousands and thousands of planes mid-air going between destinations. So if someone was about to go down, they'd have to have some sort of an excuse for grounding, like a hantavirus scare potentially.
Yeah. And then you got Spirit folding. You got all these other airlines canceling a bunch of flights and all that.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, it's about the airline fuel. It's like, well, you don't use any. So what's the next excuse?
Right.
I mean, we're ready for the next lie.
Hey, what's your insight into this whole Spirit Airlines? Because then we had the CEO coming out and, accusing Trump of falsely, accusing him of his reasons for going bankrupt. And he, said about the fuel. But like, do you think that was just a bad act, bad player, the airline?
Well, it was a Reagan appointed judge that didn't allow the merger between JetBlue and Spirit in the first place. It had nothing to do with Trump. This was all done under Biden's tenure.
Right, but I'm saying I don't know that much about the backstory. I just know that.
Well, yeah, everybody's quick to blame Trump on it. Don't chimp out on planes. That's why people are fed up with it. Yeah. People are fed up with how they act. If they have to close, then close down. Let them walk. Because they're not going to pull that shit on other flights. Because they start doing that, and the populace will rise up. They can knuckle drag themselves to any liquor store or wherever they want to from now on. Because they're dregs on society. And this was all done under LBJ and this whole this is a great society, guys. A whole welfare state created by the Jews. Now do you see why they wanted JFK out of there? Because the welfare state for the Jews, because you put the blacks in chains, you keep them, they buy all the properties, so they're juicing the government for all this Section 8 housing, so the government's directly paying them, and then they're turning around and just making them live in squalor because, hey, we lived in the ghetto and we're trashy people, but we need the downtrodden people that were actually doing really good in the 40s and 50s. We can't let them rise up and realize that we're the ones that brought them over in chains, not the white people. But unfortunately, that whole truth is coming back to bite them in the ass.
People do not know how lucky they are, do they?
Yeah.
People oblivious and walking around in a daydream do not know how lucky they are to have Trump and the military and this White Alliance fighting for them behind the scenes, and they still know nothing is going on.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about the other day. Like when people say things like, you can't sit around and expect Trump to save you. He already did.
Yeah.
He already did. Like now you need to do your part. But just going back to that spirit, I wonder if they're trying to put in the front of people's minds that, like you said, the oil isn't coming from there anyway. Yeah. So you know what I'm saying? Because then that's going to open up the can of worms to go, wait a minute.
And that's it's like
prices are going up, and how come the gas? Like to start understanding what the structure is and what all those can of worms to open.
So if we're getting our oil here and from Venezuela now, why are our gas prices $5? They want to say, "Oh, because oil is this much and that much." It's like bullshit. Bullshit.
Those prices just being held there, are they, just for when it's flipped? Because I'm just going to say something. This is really interesting. We always say, don't we, 48 to 72 hour rule when we see something happen. Right, the Straits of Hormuz was closed. Ships, tankers started turning around in the Indian Ocean and the South Atlantic, all heading up to the Gulf of Mexico, which is now the Gulf of America. Fill their oil tankers up there. It makes you realise, well, Trump started saying 10 years ago, let's drill, baby, drill. This plan has been going on for decades.
Yeah. I mean, I went to fill, I won't even fill up. Like I get like $20. Like, I don't care where, I'm not spending $60 to fill up my freaking car. But it's I don't know what it is by you, Jason, but it was like almost $4.60 for regular.
Yeah, it's almost $5 here.
Yeah.
I mean, for what? They want to punish us, but also maybe they're all, like you said, maybe they're doing that to keep guys stay close to home because shit's about to get weird.
Yeah, could be that.
But we'll take it. We deserve weird at this point. just land right in the front yard, man. I'll go out there and fist bump, shake hands, whatever. It's like, because clearly you're a lot more advanced than we are. And if you're coming here and it's not like you're loaded to the hilt to say, wipe everybody out. It's like they know that we're fighting for our freedom and they can't deny us that right.
Yeah.
They know that for a fact. That's why you have two factions fighting against one another, and they're both bad factions, but it's like, hey, you literally have to give them their freedom. They want it. You have to fight for it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're going to be stuck in this Jew-ridden hellhole.
And none of us want that anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's no coincidence that there's only two letters that aren't in the Hebrew Bible, and that's X and Q. But I mean, who are we to say, right? Man, this is crazy. I love it though. You know,
X and Q, eh? Q and Twitter.
Wow.
Oh, give me a second. That's funny because today there's a post about, is it about the virus or the election, right? And then on May 15th, there's another post. Is this about the virus or the election? The truth is right in front of you. Which virus, sir? This is the second one.
Yeah.
So what did we learn from the first one? It's all bullshit. What are we going to take from that first one and bring it to the second one? It's all bullshit again. This is how they call people. Yeah, there's...
Did you see that post that was made it was on Twitter in 2022 that said 2023 COVID ends, 2026 hantavirus?
I didn't see that.
Oh, let me just find that.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
They're
pretty
putting it
cool.
out there.
It's like that. It's almost identical. Did you see that post on that Henry guy's Twitter page that just said Cole Allen before that assassination attempt that was from 28th of October 2021? It was the only post ever made on that channel, and then in that pixelated background of it, it was Trump doing the fight. 4 years, well, about 4 or 5 years before the assassination.
Earlier, right?
4-year delta to the first Q drop. I'll tell you where that is. That's in that group we were doing earlier. Yeah, this post here. That was made from Soothsayer, which is funnily enough like a goat character. It was on 6/11/2022. Turn it upside down. It's 9/11. And I believe if you had, I can't, 10. That's the 17. If you had those numbers up, 2023 Corona ended. 2026 hantavirus. That was posted in 2022 from this account.
Were they wrong?
No.
Good old those 17s.
Yeah, and I think that Twitter profile only made 5 or 6 posts.
Yeah,
Is that a blackout thing, or is that the White House telling us, guys, keep your eyes on?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. But I have got to get started on the yard.
Brilliant.
What are you
Joe,
doing?
A little nice out today, so.
all right, Joe, just stay for 90 seconds after this intro.
Right.
I just want to have a quick word with you, very quickly.
Right. Cool.
That's awesome catch up. So many lovely people in the chat. You're always amazing. We love you all. And if anyone wants to join us on our Family Saturday chat tomorrow, you're more than welcome. 10 a.m. Eastern and 3 p.m. UK. This is a 90-second outro, and I'll have a quick chat with you. All right?
All right.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
This is the difference between the power of our Creator and anything else, particularly evil. That you can go into a pitch black room full of evil, full of darkness, and light a little candle, and instantly that darkness flees. But you can't do the opposite. You can't go into a well-lit room full of truth and wisdom and righteousness and joy and health and harmony with the universal power. And you can't take any amount of darkness and go into that well-lit room and have any effect whatsoever. That is the metaphor which I frequently think of when I think that I'm not empowered. It is the greatest lesson for me, and I think for everybody else, to know that we're on the winning side and that we win in the end.